For the first time in the history of the Baku street circuit, there has been a repeat winner. It's Sergio Perez. You probably thought I was going to say Max Verstappen. I thought I was going to be saying Max Verstappen, but Sergio Perez on the streets, for some reason, I'm once again saying, is just absolutely insane. We talked about this after he won at Saudi Arabia. Heck, we talked about it in the preseason. I said he was going to win Las Vegas, the first ever Las Vegas Grand Prix, because it's a street circuit and he's really good there. You look at his 6 career wins, 5 of them have been on street circuits. The only non-street circuit was the Sakir Grand Prix, so it wasn't even the normal Bahrain layout. But yes, he's now won twice at Azerbaijan, Saudi Arabia, Monaco, and Singapore. So I don't know what it is about these street circuits, but he knows how to get it done there. He knows how to get it done there. Perez, they were showing like a little track map of who's doing better where. It seemed like he was better in the slower corners. Verstappen was doing better in the faster corners in the straights. But Perez, once again, at a street course, able to get it done. He has 2 wins on the season now, just 4 races in. His career high, most wins he's ever had in a season was 2 wins, and that was last season. He won at Monaco and Singapore. So he has now tied his career high for most wins in a season. He's still got, 18 races to go. So very impressive performance by Perez today. And he cuts into Max Verstappen's championship lead. He won the sprint race yesterday, cut into that lead by 2 points. And today he does it by a further 7, so it's now only a 6-point lead for Max Verstappen. But once again, it's only 4 races into the season, so it's not exactly like a iconic championship battle yet. I hope that, Perez can continue to challenge and fight Verstappen, win a few races, really make this thing interesting. But who knows? We saw Perez up there in the title fight early last year. But of course, Verstappen pulled away from everyone last year. So hopefully Perez can do this the whole season. But either way, very impressive performance. He started 3rd on the grid, the 2nd straight Baku winner to start 3rd on the grid. Really good performance from him. He was able to, after he got by Leclerc, he was about 1.4 seconds behind Max Verstappen for the lead. And he cut into it. I mean, genuinely, he got up within DRS, and he was about half a second behind Max Verstappen on the front straight when Max Verstappen decided to pit. They decided to pit him when I think it was Nick DeVries was stopped on the track. And that's when Verstappen came in, and that was kind of a bad pit stop. Not the actual pit stop itself, but the timing of it, because the safety car came out. Perez and Leclerc and the other 3 behind him were able to pit for fresh tires, but get a quicker pit stop because everyone was going slow due to the safety car. And Perez and Leclerc both came out ahead of Max Verstappen. Verstappen made quick work of Leclerc and was able to get by him by turn 4, I believe, turn 3 or 4. And he was about 1.2 seconds behind Perez, 1.3, let's call it. And Perez was doing a really good job. Verstappen never got within DRS of Perez. He was always from that 1.2 to 1.5 range. But then finally, 10, 15 laps later, Perez was able to pull half a second or so on him. And Verstappen never really got any closer. I think he ended up winning by 3 or so, 2 seconds. He got it over 3 seconds there for a bit, but I think Verstappen closed it down those last couple laps trying to get the fastest lap. But Perez, very impressive performance today. Did a great job. Now for the most entertaining part of the race, and also the most dangerous part of the race. That was Esteban Ocon making his one and only pit stop on the last lap as photographers were across the pit lane. Yeah, this was really dumb because Ocon and Hülkenberg both started from the pit lane, started on the hard tires, and were trying to make it the whole race, hope for a safety car, a red flag, something late. Didn't get it, had to pit on the last lap due to the regulations saying you have to have a different set of tires. Well, Hülkenberg made his pit, and then as they're showing Perez make his last lap, Ted Kravitz in the pit lane starts screaming like, "Oh my God, there's people in the pit lane and Ocon still has to pit." And they're not showing it, but then they finally show it as Ocon is entering pit road, and well, chaos. Thank God this isn't, the 80s, the 70s and 80s when, there was no pit road speed limit and everyone just came in at like 150 miles an hour. That would have been chaotic, but there is a little curve in the pit lane, which also doesn't help because Ocon couldn't see it until he got there, but they got to do something about it. NASCAR is really strict on their pit lane rules. Like, if you're not a crew member servicing a car, you can't go over the wall till like the cool down lap is over. So NASCAR is really strict on that. I know F1 is different because you got team members in the garage and then you got people on the pit wall, which is on the other side of the pit lane. So you need people to cross it. So I think only team members should be allowed to go through the pit lane. And the only time they should be able to go is like when it's all clear. Obviously, that's pretty simple. But I don't think the photographers, the park ferme should be set up until the cool down lap. It's just too dangerous, too risky. And we almost saw some injuries today. Just really dumb that they let the photographers go out there that early. And it's just dumb. Like, people could have got hurt. People could have got, worst case scenario, someone could have got killed there. So, just really dumb, really stupid. I don't know what they were thinking there. But yeah, that was really stupid. Anyways, that was about the most exciting part of the race. Had a couple changes for the lead. We had one on track, one when Verstappen passed Leclerc. Perez passed Verstappen to the pits. That was it. Even the midfield battles weren't that great. Like, Hulkenberg and Ocon were holding up a DRS train the whole race until like the last 5 laps. Fernando Alonso was chasing down Leclerc there at the end for the podium. Never got close enough. Hamilton passed Stroll this one time. Yeah, that happened. I can't really think of anything else. It was a pretty dull race. Not much happened. I really think it would have been more interesting if that safety car never happened. The battle between Perez and Verstappen on track, because Perez truly was closing. He had the DRS. Like, would we have seen a repeat of 2018 Baku with Ricciardo and Verstappen? Would they have raced clean? Obviously team orders would not have been in effect, but I would have been really curious to see what would have happened. What would have happened if no safety car happened? They raced, would it be clean? Who would end up on top? What kind of thing would happen there if there was a true full-on battle? But of course that wasn't the case. But Perez just seemed to be faster this weekend. I know he got out-qualified by Verstappen for the actual race, but Perez out-qualified Verstappen in the sprint qualifying. He outran him in the sprint race. I know he had the damage in the sprint race, but even today in the race, he outpaced him. So Perez, overall, really good weekend. Fantastic weekend. Another street circuit win for him. I don't know why he's so good at them, but he's so good at the street circuits. So someone just needs to tell him every single race, hey, this is a street circuit, and maybe he'll go win every race. I don't know. Now to the results of the race. We've talked about him a lot already, but Sergio Perez, his second win of the season, his second win at Azerbaijan. As I said, only driver in F1 history to win 2 races at this track. There's been 7 or 8 races here, I believe. Started off as the European Grand Prix that one year in 2016. It's been the Azerbaijan Grand Prix ever since, I think. But we've never seen a repeat winner. Rosberg, Ricciardo, Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Perez, and then of course today, Perez repeats as a winner. So really good day for him. Obviously cuts into that championship lead. I think he still believes that he can fight for a championship, win a championship. And winning is going to boost that confidence. So he's got all the confidence in the world right now. He's got 2 race wins. People were saying, oh, Perez was lucky with the safety car and all that. But no, I truly believe he was fast today. I truly believe, he could have won on pure pace. As I said, when he got in second place early on this race, he was 1.3 behind. He closed that gap, got within the DRS, was closing in on Verstappen, really breathing down his neck. And the safety car did help him. You can't deny it. But I'm saying that I don't think it would have been a sure thing that Verstappen wins if the safety car doesn't come out. I think Perez would have had a really good shot. I think he could have got past him. Would he have held on? I don't know, but would have been more interesting that way. Anyways, Perez still gets the win. Second place is teammate Max Verstappen. Quite the eventful weekend for him with the whole George Russell thing. Finishes second today. A good race for him. I don't know what I have to say. He passes Ayrton Senna in all-time podiums. Of course, it's on the anniversary of that 1994 weekend. Today is the anniversary that Roland Ratzenberger died. Tomorrow, the anniversary that Senna died. So, obviously, timing certainly. But yeah, that was a sad weekend. Anyways, but Verstappen passes Senna on the all-time podiums list. Another milestone for him. Obviously, moving up the ranks on all of these all-time list wins, podiums. What else is there? Like laps led, I'm sure. But Verstappen, another podium, another good points day. Red Bull has locked up the Constructors' Championship. Not actually, but basically. Third place, Charles Leclerc. He did something good so far this year. He's had a horrendous year so far. Like yesterday, he finished second in the sprint, got 7 points. That was more points than he got in the first 3 races. It's been a terrible start to the year for him. 2 DNFs to the year, but today, or this weekend really, was really fast. Pole in both the sprint and in the race. A podium finish in this, a second place in the sprint. A fantastic weekend for him and Ferrari. Good points for them that they desperately needed. Gets a trophy out of it. Great performance by him. Held off the Aston Martin there at the end. Did his best with the Red Bulls. Very impressive performance by him. Fourth place, Fernando Alonso. His first race not on the podium this year, but still a solid result. Carlos Sainz, 5th place finish. Good result for Ferrari, as I just said. Lewis Hamilton, 6th for Mercedes. Lance Stroll, 7th. George Russell, 8th. I believe he got the fastest lap, pitted there for softs at the end. 9th, Lando Norris. Good points for him. 10th place, Yuki Tsunoda. He grabbed a point there. Good for him once again. 11th place, Oscar Piastri. Good performance for him. I think he was sick this weekend, so good to see him finishing up there in 11th. 12th, Alex Albon. 13th, Kevin Magnussen. 14th, Pierre Gasly. 15th, Esteban Ocon. As we said, really dangerous situation. Not his fault, but he saw a scary moment there. 16th, Logan Sargent. 17th, Nico Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg and Ocon, of course, both tried to make the hard strategy work by going all the way to the end on those tires, but of course did not work. 18th, Valtteri Bottas, just a terrible start to the season for him. 19th, his teammate Zhou Guanyu did not finish. And then last, another guy who's had a really bad start to the season, Nick De Vries, crashed, clipped the wall, broke the left front, and he was not able to continue. Caused a safety car. Yeah, just not a good start to the year for Nick De Vries. So that's all that happened at Baku today. Not much, as I said, happened in this race. What can you do about it? I don't know. But, yeah. Perez wins. Hopefully Perez can make this thing a title fight. That would be entertaining. That would be fun. But who knows? It's still early in the season. Let me know your thoughts. Got up at like 5:30 a.m. for this thing at 7:15. I got to make this and get some more rest. But let me know what you thought of the race, and I will see you in the next video.